Hey VC, it's Joel coming at you from Planet 13, and these are my pickups for the first record store day drop in 2021, so June 2021. I had 4 albums that I wanted to get. I only got 3 out of the 4. I'm only going to show you 2 out of the 4 because I have 1 still in transit. The album I didn't get was the Joey Ramone solo album. That was my number 1 pick, and I tried hard to get it, but no luck yet. It is a record store day first, so it will be coming out later on standard block, which is fine by me. The other 2, 3, and 4th picks I did pick up online. There were no stores open near me. Everything we lifted our lockout. We lifted our lockout restrictions or lockup restrictions or shutdown restrictions due to the pandemic and whatnot. But stores could only allow 2 people in at once, and there were a few around me that were letting in 2. But I just opted to buy online because I was lazy and the lineups were long. I drove by one and the lineup was just, I heard people had to stay in line for like 5 hours. It was a hot day in the sun. It's just not my idea of fun. So I just ordered everything online and I got pretty much what I wanted. So my first pick is for us Canadians because I don't think she was big in America. And that is Lee Aaron. This is Metal Queen, her second album. Her first album was called the Lee Aaron Experience. Pretty good album, big hit in Canada with Metal Queen. I think she's pretty big in Europe as well. She's still touring today. She's in her late 50s and still a fantastic entertainer. And here's the back of the album. I've always wanted to get this on vinyl. I had it on cassette before. And I was looking on Discogs before this, and you'd see it up for grabs for like $12. But with shipping and taxes and sales and tax and whatever, it would always come to like $36. And with this, I pretty much paid the same thing, but I got it in good condition with on pink vinyl, which I thought was rather cool. So here's the album here, and the backside there. And this also came with a decent sized poster, not huge, but big enough to put on your wall, I guess. Not that I'm going to, but it's something you could always frame. It'd be pretty cool to frame if you're a big Lee Aaron fan. And here's the poster here. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Again, this would be my second choice for record store day. I didn't see that you can still buy copies. It wasn't selling out all over the place, but she's got a pretty big audience in Canada. And like I said, she still tours. And she had even bigger hits in the late 80s and early 90s as well. My number 3 choice was Grunt Truck. So this is like a Seattle grunge kind of band. And this comes on 2 LPs. Nice gatefold. Can't remember if this is the first time it's on vinyl or not. But yeah, you get into some nice inner sleeves. And yeah, this comes on like a transparent kind of grungy-ish album. So I was very happy about that. Happy I picked it up. I paid a lot for it. This was not cheap. And this sold out fast. Like, I could not find any copies available afterwards. Usually you can kind of find something afterwards, but for the price, I think it was around 45 Canadian dollars, which is about 35 American. But you tack in shipping, it costs you like $70. But I'm happy. I had this on cassette growing up, and I'm happy to have it on vinyl now as well. So yeah, that's Grunt Truck. The 4th album is Def Leppard. I think it was live at the Oxford. It's a live concert from 1981. It's on vinyl. I picked that up. It's still in the mail. I just got it today. This is Friday, like almost a full week after Record Store Day. And one appeared online. I picked it up. It appeared pretty cheap too. It was like 36 Canadian. And everywhere else it was like 46 Canadian. So I'm glad I got it for a little cheaper because when you factor in shipping, it came to like $55. And that's my record store day haul. Yay! Just on to my regular picks for pickups for June and May of 2021. Another album I picked up was Slaughter. This is Friday label music reissue. I think they're reissuing it again. So it's this is just before they reissued it. And there's plenty of copies still available in Canada on Amazon. That's where I picked it up. I wasn't gonna get it. The price was a little high for the longest time, but it came down to 40 Canadian dollars, which is like 30 American. And I just like this album a lot. I like all the songs. I've been listening to it a lot on Spotify, and I'm like, I really need to get this. A lot of people are complaining about the front cover, saying it's a little dim, and I would agree, but when I remember the cassette, I don't think it was that bright either. Like the colors were that great on the cassette. I don't know what the original album looks like. Slaughter's an interesting band. Like this album went platinum before they even performed live on stage. And before they even performed live on stage, they didn't really have the full band together. I don't think they had an actual drummer on this album. I think it was all like drum machine. And yeah, it just comes on standard black. No, wait, this isn't a standard black. This is, I got a red version of this. Yeah, so that's it with red. You can see some dust on there or some scuff marks or something up there, like a light white little blotch. But it plays just fine. There's no crackling or hissing or any loss of sound, so that's good. And yeah, happy to get that. Finally, there's I was talking with Jeff's Various Vinyl, and he just picked up the Skid Row. And yeah, I was just saying, you know, you're making it tempting to get that Skid Row album. It's Skid Row's debut album. But I haven't bit the bullet on that. I'll probably pick it up in a few more months once I got some cash reserved for buying albums again, because record store day, it's expensive. Oh yeah, I also wanted to say too, like, yeah, they had a drum machine on this, and their first concert, the first show they ever played live, was a stadium tour opening for Kiss, like in front of like a lot of people. I think it was during the Hot in the Shade tour. So yeah, it's kind of cool. And their second album I'm hoping comes out. It's called The Wildlife. I like a lot of songs off there too, so I'm hoping that comes out on vinyl. And also, yeah, there's a lot of songs on here. Like I think there's 13, so it's kind of a long album. I thought they'd split this up into two, which was another reason why I resisted. But so many people said it sounded good. I picked it up. Sounds great. Good album. My kind of music for sure. Next album I picked up, one I've been waiting for a while. Doesn't really like fit into what I like. I kind of like hard rock, heavy metal kind of stuff, soundtracks. But it's Taylor Swift's latest album, Evermore. So this was like a drop that came out recently on green vinyl. I could have pre-ordered it a long time ago, but they're asking like for $50 for it. I got it for 30. I just got the standard. It's kind of like a transparent greenish vinyl. Sounds really good. This is kind of more folk pop, I guess. I think Taylor worked with someone from The National to put these songs together. And yeah, it sounds great. Really enjoy the songs. It's ear candy to me. Very poppy. And yeah, nice custom inner sleeves. Lyrics to the whole shebang. What more can you ask for? Another pop album I picked up, Riot by Paramore. Paramore is a band I recently got into. They're like a modern band, but this album's, I guess, 10 or more years old. This album was on Standard Black. I picked it up for $8 Canadian, brand new, off Amazon, sealed, everything, because they released a silver edition, which, you know, I like colored vinyl, but if I can buy an album for $8 on black versus 20 something on silver, I'm going to pick the $8 version. And yeah, pretty happy I got this album. Big hit on here is, I think, Misery Business. I can't really read the back anymore. But yeah, Misery Business. And there's a lot of other great songs on here. Very poppy, like I said, modern sounding from like the late 2000s, early 2001s, whatever. Yeah, good album. For $8, really worth it. Happy I got it. Another album I picked up, this band actually did a duet album with Taylor Swift, but this is Def Leppard. I picked up songs from the Sparkle Lounge, which sounds great. So I pre-ordered this a long time ago on Amazon for like 25 bucks. And yeah, it arrived last Friday. And I've been enjoying this album a lot. A lot of people don't like the later Def Leppard stuff. They find them too poppy. I see Def Leppard a lot live. Every time they're in town, I always go check them out. And I knew quite a few songs off here. Do I like it as much as their, Hysteria and all their Pyromania albums and all that? No. But I still like it. And it's a pretty good album. Yeah, custom inner sleeve. And you get, pretty cool labels. So I'm happy about that. Highly recommended if, you're into that era of Def Leppard. Not everyone is. And I can understand why. I grew up with Def Leppard, but I kind of evolved with them. Because, I just did. Also picked this one up, X by Def Leppard. A lot of people say this is their worst album, but I like it. It's got the big hit Now on there. And a lot of people find it too poppy. It came out in 2002. And I remember back in 2002 listening to it and enjoying it on the radio. And I knew quite a few songs on here, even though I've never owned this before on CD. I probably streamed it a lot back in the day off of LimeWire or Napster or whatever. And hadn't given much thought to it since. Didn't see them on this tour. But yeah, great album. Probably my least favorite so far. Maybe my least favorite is Slang, because I hate the song Slang. I just dread that song. It's like got some sort of rap kind of beat to it, and I just drives me nuts. But this album I like. And then I picked up their cover album, Yeah. So they do a lot of covers on here. Pretty good album. I like it. What can I say about it? What I like is they kind of Photoshop themselves into classic albums. No brainer for Phil Cullen doing Iggy Pop there, because they're both two guys who never seem to wear shirts. And yeah, you get these cool ones too. You get Rick Savage doing the Queen thing and Vivian Campbell doing the T-Rex thing. And I thought that was a lot of fun. Here's another sleeve here as well. You get Rick Allen doing the Lou Reed thing. So yeah, good album. I always enjoyed this album. I think it came out in 2005, 2006. And I did have that on CD because I always liked their cover of No Matter What You Are. And after I heard that, I remember running out and buying the album on CD. They also do a cover of 20th Century Boy, Rock On, Hanging on the Telephone, Waterloo Sunset, Hellraiser, 10538 Overture, Street Life, Drive-In Saturday, A Little Bit of Love, The Golden Age of Rock and Roll, He's Gonna Step on You Again, Don't Believe a Word, and Stay With Me. And all these vinyl reissues came out because they released a box set. Those box sets are a little too pricey for me. I kind of want everything on vinyl, and I could probably justify it on CD. But just having this on vinyl, I'm happy. I pretty much have most of the Def Leppard catalog on vinyl now. I just don't have Slang yet, which I plan to get, Retroactive, and Adrenalize. I think that's all I'm missing. So happy about that. Next album I picked up was Velvet Femmes, Added Up. It's their greatest hits. I don't have anything by Violent Femmes. I love Violent Femmes, though. I've seen them live. I probably saw them live before I was ready to. I didn't know all their hits. I just knew the big two songs, Added Up and Day After Day. Or Blister in the Sun? Yeah, Blister in the Sun and Added Up. And I was familiar with their debut album. But this album's fantastic. They have a lot of great songs. And, it's on 2 LPs, which is nice. Some of them are live, greatest hits. And Added Up is live. I kind of wished it was like the studio version, but I can always get the original album to get the studio version if I want to. And I've been listening to this album a lot and just loving it. It's a fun listen. Here's a pretty crazy album. It's Green Jelly's 4th album, Garbage Band Kids. A lot of guest stars on here. You got Weird Al kind of making an appearance. You get some guys from Suicidal Tendencies make an appearance. You get Trailer Park Boys make an appearance. They do another rendition of the Little Pig song. If you remember Green Jelly, you probably remember the Three Little Pigs song they had. They had this like claymation video way back when, probably 1993, 1992. Can't remember. I was really big into them back then. They're kind of like a cuddly version of Gwar, I guess. Just because they kind of have that kind of similar humor. But they're not as heavy as Gwar, I wouldn't say. More punkier than Gwar, I'd say. Yeah, it comes on pink vinyl. All the artwork's done by the guy who did like the, remember those Garbage Patch Kids? Way back in the, they had cards back in the mid-'80s. So it's kind of the same artist who does that. And they have all the cutouts on the back here. You can cut out actual cards if you really want to. Yeah, like I said, this is their 4th album. I think studio album. I think they have like more than 4 albums. I think they have a live debut album. It's the only album I have on vinyl, but I have 2 of their albums on cassette. 333 and the Serial Killer soundtrack, which I'd love to get on vinyl. I'd love to get those on vinyl. And this is just a fun listen. And then another album I picked up. I picked this up as I was getting my record store days because they're offering 10% discount on anything else as you're picking things up at one store. So this is the Dick Tracy original score by Danny Elfman. I kind of want to get everything by Danny Elfman up to a certain point. Yeah, this is a great little movie. I remember seeing it back in the 80s. I don't know if it holds up. Stars Madonna and Warren Beatty. And this is on a transparent blue vinyl. They also released a Batman one at the same time. This was for Start Your Ear Off Right by Rhino Records. I can't find the Batman one anywhere. Would really like to get it. Maybe once record stores fully open in my city, I'll be able to find it locally. I hope so. I did actually find it online. It was for $30, but after shipping, it's like, it came to like $60. I was like, no, I'm not paying $60 for an album when I could probably get it locally. Although I do buy everything within Canada, so it is kind of locally, I guess. And yeah, you get a nice little hype sleeve here. And then just another inner sleeve with some details. This is a fun listen though. Great little album. Love this score. I love scores from the 80s and 90s. I find everything that's recent is just meh. Doesn't really work for me. I don't know why that is. Like you hear Jaws, you instantly know that score. You hear Halloween, you know it. I don't think it has anything to do with the passage of time or anything. Maybe they're running out of ideas. I just haven't heard anything cool in a long, long time. There are, of course, exceptions, but yeah, I just miss that 80s heyday of that score. And the 90s as well. Another Danny Elfman score I got was Edward Scissorhands. I got this from WaxWork Records. I had a little coupon, 25% off coupon, so this was relatively inexpensive. And honestly, like I thought I paid a lot for this. I probably paid like $25 American, which works out to be 35 Canadian. You factor in shipping, it's a $50 record. But there is so much packaging going on here. It's nice. You pay a lot. You paid, for that Slaughter album, not the best packaging, like not the best cover and all that. And standard red album, it's like, who cares if it's red? I don't really care. Because I'm colorblind, I guess, so red doesn't really excite me. But wait till you see what this album looks like. It looks cool. And you get a nice little print. It comes with like a MoFi sleeve. So you get all this stuff for the same price as like the Slaughter album. I'm just complaining. I find Friday Music albums too much, I guess. But yeah, look at this vinyl. It's pretty. It's like a snowflake pattern, I guess. So I thought that looked really cool. So yeah, happy to get that. Like I said, I'm trying to get all Danny Elfman's work up to a certain point. I'd really like to get Beetlejuice next, and that Batman album, and the score to Batman 2. The Simpsons, if they ever put that out. Sleepy Hollow, would love to get that. Mars Attacks, I don't know if he did Mars Attacks. I think he did Mars Attacks. He didn't do the Ed Wood movie, though, I don't think. And then the final album I picked up. Another soundtrack, Lords of Salem. I was on the fence about this one. I didn't love the movie. But I felt it's a movie that maybe I just might want to go back to. Maybe I'll like it in the future. I never knew. It's another Rob Zombie directed movie. And yeah, a lot of people love this movie. I didn't. But like I said, I think it might be something that might grow on me over time. And yeah, you get some cool artwork, some satanic witchy poo artwork. And it's on one LP, but it came with a bonus disc. And yeah, you get some nice custom inner sleeves. Again, I had a coupon for this. So originally costed $45 American. It came down to $35 American. But packaging galore, man. Like you get another print. And yeah, you get this awesome booklet. Really cool booklet. Huge booklet. Like we're talking 15, 20 page booklet here. I won't show it all because there's probably some old lady nudity in here. Yeah, definitely some old lady nudity in here. Yeah, here's a safe page. But yeah, it's got some nice candid photos and some nice special effects photos from the movie, which includes old lady nudity because there's a scene with some aged, mature ladies naked. And here is the bonus disc inner sleeve. And then they shipped it 2 separate MoFi sleeves, which you could take them out of the original sleeves and put them in the MoFi if you so desired, which I did. So I'll show you the bonus disc. I thought it was just going to be on a 7-inch. It's on a full 12-inch LP. And it's etched. Here's his face there. It's been a while since I've seen this movie, so I don't exactly get the reference. I think the movie is based on someone finding like a satanic album and playing it live on the radio and, you know, invokes the apocalypse or something. I can't remember. But the vinyl pressing for this looks really cool. And yeah, you get this nice kind of butterfly wing splatter effect. And then on side 2, another kind of, I don't think you can kind of see it too well in the light here. But yeah, you can kind of see how it looks. So yeah, I was very happy about that. And that wraps up my pickups and my record store day drops. Until next time, cheers.